What's up, Scorpio? Welcome to the Path Illuminated. My name is Kimberly. You are very welcome here. If these messages are finding you, it is because Spirit has something for you here. I'm going to do one more shuffle and then we'll get going with your reading. Thank you, angels, spirits, and guides. What are the messages for the Scorpio collective at this time? Ooh. The Hierophant. So this could be you deepening your spiritual practices, but also like learning something, right? Like, I don't know if you are potentially learning a new skill, learning a new spiritual modality, getting more into esoteric occult knowledge, maybe out of like your comfort zone, maybe learning like, I don't know, astrology, tarot, Reiki, something of that nature. But I definitely feel like you're being called to go deeper with your understanding, with your studies, with the things that you know about spirituality, about your understanding of the world. I'm definitely getting like maybe finding a mentor, finding a teacher, finding a life coach, even a therapist, but somebody that's going to help you go deeper within and learn something, some spiritual knowledge that is waiting for you. Sorry, Scorpio, had to stop the video really quick, but yeah, deepening your spiritual practices, deepening your spiritual understanding, learning something that's going to bring you to a deeper understanding of yourself, of the way that you view the world. So you're being called to a deeper understanding of occult knowledge is what I'm feeling. So maybe you've been like more focused on the practical side, more focused on the 3D reality as far as like investing in work and career. And I feel like Spirit is saying like it's time for you to develop more the spiritual side of your life, how whatever that might be. It could even just be like, you know, you learning more about breath work, about meditation, something of that nature, but there's something there for you. But let's go a little bit deeper, Scorpio. Okay, let me just get another card or two. I really want to understand what Spirit's trying to say here. Okay. I want to make sure I'm getting these messages. Okay. All right. So we have the Lover's reverse. So maybe that's why you're being called to deepen your spiritual knowledge. Maybe there have been some connections, some relationships. I'll just show it to you, upright card of Gemini. You know, this isn't just about romantic relationships. It can be, absolutely, obviously, but this is like, it seems to me like maybe you've been in a place of deep contemplation about important intimate relationships, which obviously can be romantic in nature, can be friends, can be family. And maybe that's why you're being called to deepen your spiritual knowledge and practices, because maybe just the regular 3D sort of advice on how to work on, invest in, be in those dynamics is no longer working. Maybe you're looking and seeking, right? I'm hearing like, you know, I can only get this far in my relationships and I want to go deeper, right? Obviously, you're Scorpio, right? You're a very, very deep sign, even if you don't want to give yourself credit for that. And so maybe it's felt as if some of your relationship dynamics have kind of like, they only go so far and you want to deepen them. And, you know, I always say this, but you know, your relationship with others starts and ends with your relationship with yourself. So I'm feeling like whatever you're seeking in others, like it needs to start with you. And that may be why Spirit's calling you to deepen your spiritual practices and also your spiritual knowledge. It's going to help you to deal with any potential confusion or limitations or lack that you've been feeling in your intimate relationships, again, whether it's family, friends, or romantic partnerships. I do feel like a sense of tiredness here, Four of Swords. This often is a recommendation to take some time for yourself. And again, with the Hierophant being the first card out, like maybe it's a good time if you've been really, really social, really, really busy, to take like one day during the weekend just to like go into hermit mode, take some naps, open that book, start learning about the, you know, astrology or tarot, or just like again doing something for your soul, right? Because I do feel a soul tiredness, because it feels like you've been working in the mental energies for a really, really long time. And I would say, like, again, I feel like that is why you're being called to learn something deeper about the spiritual side of life, Scorpio. I think you've been operating heavily in your logic and in your mind, and that's causing you a lot of exhaustion, because there are certain problems, certain issues, certain challenges that can't be solved with our mental capacities. They're a little bit deeper. So take a step back. Don't force things. Don't overwork yourself. If something's not working, take that as a sign that you need to go within. Now, I do see things turning around if you take this advice. If you take the advice to go within, to deepen your spiritual knowledge, to follow your path of curiosity, where spirit is actually guiding you. If you're curious about something, whether it's breath work, meditation, yoga, astrology, tarot, if you're curious about those things, there's a reason, because spirit is calling you. We have the sun card of Leo, right? And this is like the happiest card in the deck, but this is also like getting back to maybe who you were when you were younger, because this can often be like a childlike energy. Maybe when you were younger, you were more inclined to spiritual practices, you were a little bit more curious. And you know, sometimes when we're younger, right, like we can have our spark sort of, you know, put out by the world, by reality, by the things that we need to do, the work we need to do, the expectations of society, of the world around us, of, you know, family, of, you know, whatever it is. And so like I'm feeling like you're going to find your spark again by again going down this path of curiosity. There's a certain spark of creativity that I really am feeling is going to come through when you take that time, right, Four of Swords, for yourself, and to follow that curiosity, to go deeper into some of this spiritual knowledge. There's some spark there that's waiting to really spark your creativity in a new way. There's a certain level of joy that is on the other side of acknowledging that you've been really, really heavily in your mental capacities. And this is an opportunity for you to reconnect with your heart and your inner child, and something that sparks joy within you. So I do like this energy. Now, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and I like that there's a sun there, right, just after the sun card. In this particular card, the Knight of Pentacles is getting ready for movement, to take action. And what I'm hearing, Scorpio, is that deepening your spiritual knowledge and your spiritual practices is actually the main thing that you need in order to prepare for what is next. Now, I don't know what that means. I'm hoping that resonates for you. I am sort of getting the sense that there's some sort of change and shift in your direction. There's some type of journey or path that is coming. Maybe you're aware of it, maybe you're not, but this is the time to prepare. And if you are going to really fortify yourself and prepare yourself for what is coming, the best way to do that is to take the step back, take the time to rest, let your mind rest by going into those spiritual practices and finding that thing, that practice, that knowledge that sparks that joy and that inspiration. Four of Wands, but it's reversed. So it's interesting because, right, the Lovers is also reversed. So I am feeling that this may very well have something to do with some instability and some relationship dynamics, some type of intimate relationship dynamic, whether it's a long-standing relationship or a newer relationship. There's some instability, and I'm getting a feeling that this is about fortifying yourself, because again, like I said earlier, everything begins and ends with your relationship with yourself. There's nothing that you can do or we can do to control other people or things outside of our own selves, right? But in order for you to prepare for the unexpected, you need to be fortifying yourself. So I feel like this call to deepen your spiritual practices is not just going to spark something in your heart, but it's going to take you into a deeper place of security with yourself. So no matter what instability may show up, whether, and sure, it could be a job, it could be job instability, relationship instability, preparing now is what you need to do so that you know how to move forward when this happens, whatever this may be for you, Scorpio. All right, let's get another deck. Go a little bit deeper. Thank you for being here, Scorpio. Again, I do hope that the messages are supportive of you. All right. Oh, I don't need the whole deck. This particular deck's been a little chatty today. Spirit, what else do you have for Scorpio? I wanted to flip, but it did not. Again, keeps almost flipping, but not. Oh. So we have the Page of Coins over the Hierophant. So this is a really interesting Page of Coins, and it's also interesting that the pages are usually students, right? And remember, I was talking about finding a teacher, a mentor, a coach, someone to help you deepen your practices. It's going to help you get unstuck. I feel like there's, again, I'm feeling certain limitations, constraints, whether mental or in your 3D reality. Deepening your spiritual knowledge, working with this mentor, working with this teacher, working with this coach, whomever it might be for you, is going to help you identify the ways in which you've restricted yourself unnecessarily, Scorpio, because I am feeling like it's something in the mind space, again, that the spiritual knowledge, these spiritual practices are going to help you break through. Spirit, what else do we have for Scorpio? Oh my gosh, that's way too many cards. This deck has been like super chatty. It's been giving me like half the deck in all my readings today. Page of Swords reversed over the Lovers reversed. So you're having a hard time being clear and making a decision about whatever this Lovers reversed is. Again, whether it's a job, a friendship, a romantic partnership. It's been really, really difficult for you to know what to do about it. It seems to me like you want it to work, but you don't know if it's going to. And again, this is about deepening your spiritual practices, right? Like learning how to tap into your guides, into your higher self, into your higher knowledge. But also something I always say to myself, and I like to say to my clients, is if you don't know what to do right now, trust that. Don't force yourself to make a decision you're not in need of making. Just acknowledge that you're feeling that sort of angst. And you're feeling like at some point I'm gonna need to make a decision, but I'm not sure what that is right now. Trust that when it's time to make a decision about this relationship, whatever this relationship is, Scorpio, you're gonna know what to do if you trust yourself and you trust your guidance. The Fool over the Four of Swords. Getting some rest is going to help you tap into this Fool energy. What is the Fool? It's about taking risks. Whatever this decision is about this connection, again, whether it's work-related, friendship, or romantic partnership, it is going to require you taking some type of leap of faith. I'm hearing stepping away from this is going to require a leap of faith, which again, keep going back to that Hierophant and this Page of Coins energy of like, this is the reason why you're being called to rest and reflect, Four of Swords, and to deepen your spiritual practices, because you're going to have to fortify and build your faith in order to take this step of faith, because the Fool energy is actually not easy, because we can get stuck in our head like, well, what about this and what about that and what about the other thing? And the Fool is pure faith. So this is a time for you to be deepening your faith in the guidance you're getting, which on the outside it may not be so obvious, but that's why it's a spiritual practice, Scorpio. All right, let's see. What else do we have for the Scorpio collective? Let's get one more card. One more card. Scorpio. for Scorpio. Okay, so over the sun, we have the Two of Cups. So, what I'm hearing right after the Fool, because it feels to me like there's been some stagnation, there's been some challenges, there's been some conflict that has been hard to move through. Again, whether or not this is like a job or a relationship. Maybe in taking time for yourself and deepening your spiritual practices, and you just, because everybody's different and you got to do what's best for you, I can't tell you, right? Maybe just in you being willing to say, if things don't change, I'm gonna walk away because I deserve to be happy. It can give you an opportunity to repair and deepen this relationship. Again, could be at work, could be a romantic relationship, could be a friendship, right? If you have the confidence and the clarity to have whatever that conversation is, right, at work, I'm not getting paid enough, or, I'm being, the workload is not fair. And so I want to let you know that my plan is to leave in the next 2 months because, this isn't working for me. That can like create, a domino effect of them like realizing like, oh crap, like Scorpio actually is willing to leave. Maybe we need to pour more into Scorpio. Or in a relationship, right, where maybe it's been difficult for you, it's been challenging for you to be clear and articulate in what is not working in the relationship anymore, but it gives the other person an opportunity to realize that you're willing to prioritize your own happiness, right? And if they don't step up, right, you're gonna leave. You're gonna take this leap of faith away from this situation you've been investing in, right? But it can give them the opportunity to repair and to say like, I'm really sorry. I had no idea that you were feeling this neglected. What can I do? How can I now? Of course, right? Like, it's one thing if you have an argument or a conversation and someone makes promises, you have to believe, their actions over their words, always, always, always. But you can still have that conversation. You don't just need to disappear in the middle of the night, unless, of course, it's a really toxic, abusive situation. There's no going back from abuse and toxicity, all right, Scorpio? But you deserve to be poured into as much as you pour into other people. Let's get one more card here. I just want to make sure I'm getting this. Be willing to take action away from anything or anyone or any situation that is siphoning your resources. If it's not paying you what you deserve, Scorpio, you gotta go. If it's not pouring into you the way that you pour into it, you gotta go, right? The longer you stay in a misaligned situation, the more you're going to drain your own energy in staying in that misaligned situation. And whenever this situation happens where you realize how unhappy and unstable it is, Wheel of Fortune, gonna feel very overwhelming for you. But again, like I was saying at the beginning of the reading, anything that happens, if you are developing that confidence in yourself and you have your spiritual practices, it's going to help you to navigate. And in the end, even if something feels like really overwhelming, really challenging, it's happening to help you to move into a more aligned place in your life, right? So like, even if it's disappointing if things don't work out, right? You do have that conversation about getting a raise and they deny you. You do have that conversation, with your partner, and they made a lot of promises, but unfortunately they're not doing the things they said they were going to do. Yes, is that disappointing? Is that overwhelming? Of course it is, and hold space for that. But then it gives you real clarity so that you know how to move forward, right? If you do your part, if you're honest, if you're clear in your communication, that's all you need to do. But at the end of the day, right, like, your spiritual practices definitely are going to help you through this transition, this change, and this I just feel like you're at a crossroads. is what I would say, Scorpio. You're at a crossroads, and your deepening your spiritual knowledge and practices is going to assist you in knowing what path to take forward that is most aligned and beneficial for you. So I hope the messages are supportive for you, Scorpio. I'm going to pull a card to end this out from the Animal Spirit deck. Spirit, what final message do you have for the Scorpios? This came up in the Cancer reading, but it makes a lot of sense. We have the Camel, and this makes a lot of sense with this reading. All right. Resourceful, independent, and knows oneself. The camel can handle absolutely anything as it carries a wealth of nourishment within. This wondrous creature is self-reliant and handles challenges with ease. Even in the face of excess heat, judgment, or anger, the camel searches inside for the cool elixir of water to calm the situation. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance, fire and water, and being responsible for one's own reactions. The camel is a wonderful traveler and is especially fond of trips to faraway lands. When in balance, calm, content, sparkle in the eye. When out of balance, dehydrated, lacks vitality. To bring into balance, a pilgrimage. But I feel like the pilgrimage for you, Scorpio, is a pilgrimage within, a pilgrimage into a deeper understanding of yourself as a spiritual, intuitive practitioner. That's really going to give you the clarity on this path when these challenges, when these changes, when these truths come to light. So take care of yourself, Scorpio. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.